Real quick.
I want to be the best in the game.
Okay, so as you guys know, 2025 has been an amazing year for Surrons, Talarias, Stark Vargs, Ventus ones, Falcon 79 bikes. It's been an amazing year, but there has been something that's been looming this whole time that not as many content creators are talking about, and I think they kind of should talk about, even though it's a detriment to their money. I'm going to tell you guys today, there is something coming in 2026 that is going to be really bad for E-Motos in general. And trust me, what I'm about to talk about today is not something I'm excited about easier. As you guys know, I recently got my 2025 Surron LBX, which is probably the most illegal e-bike I have in my arsenal right now. Today we're going to be talking about e-bike laws, everything that's going on, everything you guys need to prepare for. This video is good if you're just a youngster getting into e-bikes, if you're a middle-aged person satisfying that midlife crisis with e-bikes, or if you're a parent looking to buy an e-bike for your child, especially for you guys. So today we're going to ride around, we're going to talk about some of these e-bike laws that are already enacted, some of them that are coming up in 2026, and we're also going to give you some tips and tricks how to not get in so much trouble on your e-bikes. But before we get into all that, make sure you guys like, subscribe, do all the things, because we're this close to getting monetized. Literally after this video post, I should be monetized, which is freaking awesome, because we got some big things to do on this bike, but that costs some big money. But yeah, let's get in the video, let's do some riding. It is so cold, so we don't know how long it's going to be today, but yeah, let's get in.
Rules to crack down on reckless e-bike and e-scooter riders have been in place for just over a month.
Today, we're talking about E-Moto laws. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, look at the doggos. Okay, so 2025, you guys know the big dogs, California and New York, have been killing e-bikes left and right. Currently, there's a handful of counties out in California where your first offense getting caught on an e-bike starts at $2 grand plus impound fees. So you could easily be out 3 or 4 grand easy just for being on your e-moto at the wrong time or getting picked up by the wrong cop, which is kind of insane to think about. Ooh, that was a bad one. That was a bad one. But yeah, especially in California, the crackdown has been insane. They've been deploying, I know there's a couple counties right now that have essentially e-bike units where they're out specifically on trails like the ones I'm riding on, looking for e-bikes and e-motos and all the things to pick them up. Which is kind of insane because, there's better things they could be spending their money and time dealing with. Not picking up e-bikes, but they are. Here, really quick, I will post up a chart that talks about what all the different e-motos and whatnot are looking like as far as legality reasons. Essentially, class 1, 2, and 3 e-bikes are legal. Class 2 and class 1 are the only ones that are allowed to have throttle. As far as a class 3 e-bike goes, you must be only pedal assist to ride, which in my opinion is kind of stupid, but And recently this year, California has made it so that Surrons, Talarias, even technically my Frigo X2 are no longer considered e-bikes. They are considered e-motos or electric motorcycles, purely out of the fact that they push over 750 watts, which is kind of annoying because that's a really arbitrary number. Because technically my Surron does, get that up. My Surron does pull 750 watts, and at I don't know, an eighth twist of the throttle, it would stop around that recommended power rating, right? But no, they're illegal essentially. And this includes your Tuttios, your Vietsus, or whatever the heck it is, the iconic 10-1, all of these small pit bike E-Motos are now considered electric motorcycles. So don't think you're getting a Tuttio and you're gonna run it under pit bike laws, because that's just not a thing anymore. They are full-fledged electric motorcycles, even if they're a pit bike. Yes, there are some jurisdictions where you can get away with classifying it as a moped, and that is one thing I would highly recommend looking into. But even then, you still have to go through the whole registration and all that, and that is something we will touch on here a tad bit later in the video. Can I make it across? Hopefully that guy does not see me because he works at the park. Yaga. But yeah, man. All those small pit bikes, especially, part of the reason why I'm making this video is because there are going to be a lot of people trying to pick those up this year. For especially parents buying them for kids, or kids just looking for cheap E-Motos. But that's why I'm making this video, because I know a lot of the kids out there are definitely going to be lying to their parents. So if you are a parent watching this video, go ahead, drop a like and all that stuff. Because, disc golf course, I need to... Can I make it? Yes! Yeah, and that's kind of bad. I mean, not that I don't want kids to have E-Motos and whatnot, but the hobby itself is very fragile right now. And I just think there's going to be a lot of kids and parents coming up to a rude awakening here soon. California, and I know there's one other state in the Midwest that has already said that, let me pass this guy on the truck real quick. Huddle. There have already been a couple states that have stated allowing an underage child on an electric bike that does not meet into the respective categories. That's essentially child endangerment, and you technically can lose your kid by buying him an e-bike. Yeah, the world we live in, y'all. It's freaking great. You can be on welfare and addicted to smack, but you buy your kid an e-bike. Boy, is that illegal. Let's do a quick rip through here, just a quick one. I'm not going to spend all day here. But, yeah, this is kind of where the legislation has been leading over the course year. I think that's my turn. I want to take it. And cops are on it with the E-Motos and whatnot. Like, I live in a small town in the middle of nowhere, and the cops have been on your boys' junk. And it has not been fun, to be honest with you. Karens are definitely not helping with the E-Moto scene one bit, because they call for god dang anything, and half the time, it's stupid and innocent fun. But, speaking of Karens, those of you guys who go out there and get a Karen on you, and then, yeah, and then decide you guys are gonna, like, kind of mess with the Karen, you guys are part of what's ruining the hobby. Because, like, don't get me wrong, I mess with Karens, too. Oh, that was a bad one. I love to go out, and if a Karen harasses me, because I pretty much try to keep my reckless riding usually off city streets and whatnot. And I really hope this is getting a good angle of all of this, because this was a gnarly rip, y'all. Someone else has been riding through here, and kind of dope. I need to find them so I can ride too. Oh, we know how they got in. Ooh, make it over. No. But yeah, just if the Karen harasses you, you can definitely, I'm not saying not to poke fun at them because I certainly do, but also keep in mind that the more extreme your actions, the more fuel, because right now the Karens are usually, I would say 7 out of 8 times in the right, and you being a kid on an E-Moto, you're just always going to be in the wrong. Just expect that and know that right up front, regardless of what happens. Yes, there are a few occasions where people have been hit by cars or whatnot on their E-Moto, and cops have been like, well, you know what, you probably shouldn't have run over that 10-year-old kid. But in a lot of places now, especially New York, they're saying that New York and parts of Oregon now are saying that essentially E-Motos are not, if you're on a bike that can be classified as an E-Moto, you are no longer under the act of a pedestrian. You are a motorized vehicle and you will be treated as such. So there was an incident where a kid got hit by a car while on his E-Moto, and because technically they're not legal in any way, shape, or form, it was essentially put that the kid was an unregistered operating a motor vehicle, which really screwed up for the kid because now I think the kid was like super young, not super young, but like 10 to 12 in that range. Got an accident, has a crap ton of medical bills, and now already has a mark on their record and their driving record, which, you know, is kind of wild that like you can literally mess up all your stuff just by buying an E-Moto. But yeah, that's kind of the nature of where things are right now, and it's only getting worse. New York is adding legislations to where essentially if you're riding on any sort of electric bicycle, whether it's class 1, 2, 3, any of them, they can only be sold in state, as they have to cap out at 15 miles an hour. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Originally, it was closer to 20 miles an hour, but they didn't like that. So, yeah, technically in New York, all e-bikes have to be rated. It's not even based off of rating. You just can't pass 15 miles an hour. And there are a couple states that will allow you to ride on sidewalks still, but the list is getting few and far in between. If I can find that, if I have not already put that up in the video, we will go ahead and put that up there. I want to do this long rip one more time, and then we'll go the other way. Your boy is tired, and I kind of need snacks. That was not a good one. God damn. Whew, your boy's tired, and my hands are cold, and my visor is fogging. Oh my God. Why? I hate wintertime so much. Wintertime is terrible. God damn. Yeah. But your boy is getting better at these jumps though. So, you know, that is a perk. That is a perky perk. And also, we've been trying to get more content with the DJI camera, get you guys some new angles, views, and whatnot. I don't know how many we're going to use in this video, because it is actually too freaking cold to try and fiddle with that right now. Let's get one good run in here. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, that was a good run right there, boys. That was a good one. Hopefully it makes it to the video. Because I've noticed sometimes I do some things and then I watched the video later and I'm like, that doesn't need to be in there. But yeah, so yeah, e-bike crackdown is getting real. Other countries like the EU, UK, I think New Zealand recently put out some stuff that was like, nah, bro, you're not riding. And I mean, a couple months ago, there was an officer here in Washington who, there was a guy who took his son out to ride e-bikes. They're just peacefully riding through the city, nothing illegal, nothing bad. And the cop essentially pulled him over, told him what he was doing with his son was illegal, and almost arrested them right there. Luckily, because the cop was overly aggressive, they got away with it and didn't get their bikes impounded or anything. But that situation could have gone way different and been way worse, because I do believe the kid was just shy of 16. And if you're under 18, you're not allowed to be on a Surron, essentially regardless. Of course, it's from area to area, but the general consensus is yeah. I think 16 below is allowed on class 2 and class 1 e-bikes. Once again, it's different from area to area, but for the most part, it's something like that. Maybe class 3 without a throttle you can have a 16-year-old on, but even that is kind of like, who the hell wants to ride a freaking class 2 e-bike? Or a class 1 e-bike? You know what? We might get a class 1 e-bike for the channel just to ride, because we talk a lot of smack about all these other class e-bikes, but we don't ride them. We certainly do not ride them. Wee-hee! Do not do stuff like that. This is what makes E-Motos bad. Always stop at designated stopping points and all that crap. It's all about doing it legally. Oh yeah, I'm just bored. My hands are so cold, but I really want to finish this video. Oh my god. So, yeah. The crackdown on e-bikes and e-motos, kind of harsh. I think I just put it up not that long ago, but there are a couple states that are a little bit more lenient. I do believe like Idaho, for some reason. Ooh, that's a riced out jigaboo mobile. I guess it's not riced because black people don't rice stuff, but it's a little, it's as ching-chongy as you can get as a black man, to be honest with you. But yeah, it is getting bad for e-motos out there, and especially with a lot of these companies, like, not even all the companies give you the proper paperwork to own an e-moto, because if you get pulled over on your e-bike and it gets impounded, you can't receive your bike out of the impound without proof of ownership. And how do you have proof of ownership? You have a title. E-bikes don't come with titles. They come with a manufacturer certificate of origin. And a lot of the e-bikes, like the Tuttio and the Iconic and a couple of the other ones, they don't come with those. They don't come with those at all. So if you buy one and it gets impounded, you're kind of SOL. And it kind of sucks, because you spend a lot of money, you get good at riding, and then you get impounded over some stupid laws and your bike's gone. That's the gist of it. Oh my god, it is so freaking cold. I really want to go over there and do stuff over there, but my fingers are cold, and I kind of want some chips. Hot Cheetos sound great right now. So, we're gonna go get hot Cheetos, guys. Cause, yeah, it is cold. Your boy's fingers are frozen. Poop. And the longer you stay in one spot, the more attention you attract. And the more attention you attract, the more likely you are to go to jail. So, let's not have that today. Man, I really love my Surron. I could not imagine it getting impounded. I would honestly probably cry if my Surron got impounded. Like, 100%. Like a little bitch. But yeah, it's getting pretty bad out there for E-Motos. But ooh, that was not good, man. Hey. What was I saying? I don't remember. Oh yeah, if you guys know like good wintertime gloves that, oh, the dog's probably gonna want to race. Oh, he got a head start. What is this, boy? I'm just gonna take off before I get here. But if you guys know of any gloves that actually work during the wintertime, let your boy know. What's up, doggo? Because I'm tired of being cold. So tired of being cold. But I really want to ride. And that is the conundrum I live in. But yeah, so we're going to talk about tips and tricks how to kind of help you out a little bit so that you can ride your E-Moto more legally and not have to worry about going to jail or getting it impounded. Because what's up? So, for the very first tip, we're going to have to stop and hopefully no car shows up. So, first tip to make your E-Moto less conspicuous is going to be sound. Like, as you guys know, I have big boy Sprocket on my Tuttio, and big boy Sprocket make little boy bike go really loud sound. That is bad. If you're on an E-Moto ripping and it's loud as hell, it's not going to be the best for you because that's a dead giveaway. It's not supposed to be wherever you are. Bikes like the Surron, the Tuttio, the Talaria. I think the Talaria is slightly quieter. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe I heard that somewhere. Don't quote me on it. But if your E-Moto is loud, then right off the bat, you're in trouble. I would highly recommend looking at something like with a hub motor, the Frigo X2. As far as this part goes, is amazing. It's part of the reason why I haven't gotten in as much trouble on my e-bikes. Because with the Frigo X2, it is a hub motor, which means it's almost silent. So when I'm riding, people almost don't hear me until I'm 10 feet away from them, if that. On the Tuttio, people hear me a couple hundred yards away from them. So the Surron is a really nice in-between of that. It is a little bit loud because it does have that mid-drive system, but at the same time, it is definitely quieter than something like a Tuttio or a lot of the smaller end. I think even Razors are pretty loud depending on what kind of sprocket chain setup you're running. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. Another thing is going to be your front your front fender and your headlight. One issue I have with the Surron is my headlight does not turn off. Because my headlight does not turn off when I'm riding, especially later on in the day or in the wintertime, this bad boy is a dead giveaway. There's something different about this bike. Sometimes people don't know what or why, but having a bright light on the front of your bike, especially with something that looks like a dirt bike front end, definitely will give your bike away a lot more that it's not supposed to be there. So if you wanted to be a little bit more inconspicuous, I would highly recommend removing your front fender and having a more incognito light or a light that is a little bit more mainline and not always on. Because just turning off your light can take off a couple levels of like suspiciousness from your bike. Another thing that I would highly recommend is I love the purple on my bike. It's ostentatious. It's amazing. Also, kind of a dead giveaway that it doesn't necessarily belong where it's at. So having something that's a little bit more blacked out, inconspicuous, good. Also, size. The Surron is a little bit smaller than a lot of the other E-Moto bikes. The Surron, the Triple X, bikes like that. These bikes are nice because they're small and compact. People, when they first see them, don't think automatically dirt bike, which is good because, I mean, if they don't think dirt bike when they see it, you usually have enough time to get away before they know it's not a bike. And the Surron has that profile where, like, if you're riding fast enough, and not fast enough, we do not condone speeding on this channel, but if you're riding at a moderate pace, not making yourself out there too much, then you can definitely get away with riding the bike. Ooh, there's a car. Ooh, old lady too. So yeah, those are just a couple of like the visual giveaways on the bike I would highly recommend you guys keep an eye out for, because yeah, especially now that people kind of know what they're looking for as far as these E-Motos. So yeah, whew, God, back on it. We are back on it. Let's get past these white people so they don't think I'm crazy. Ooh, that middle one. Yeah. So, I don't remember what the hell we just finished talking about. God dang. Oh yeah. And one tip for you guys that you can easily get away with is just going to be simply register your bike. I know a lot of people are like, I don't want to register it because of this and because of that. And it is some money, but the way these Surrons and stuff come from the factory, I think there's a plug and play kit that we plan on buying for the channel. Gosh, I cannot talk because I'm so cold. There's a kit we plan on buying for the channel. It's a plug and play kit that gives you the blinkers and all that stuff. My Surron will never have the actual taillight ability, purely out of the fact that I like to do wheelies, and there's no way. I do believe there might be a controller way through the controller system to go ahead and set it so that oh, look at that guy. I want to go hang out with that guy. That's cool. I do believe there's a way to set it up so that you can still get the brake light without the motor cut off. We have not figured that out. We have not looked too far into that yet, so I don't really know. But yeah, so registering your Surron, I've seen a lot of videos out there, and I've even talked to a couple people. When you guys see those big ride-outs and people get pulled over on their bikes, usually the guys who have their bikes properly registered and whatnot get let go. Which is like, honestly, it's a simple thing that I feel like not enough people are doing, and if more people did it, I feel like it would destigmatize the whole e-bike culture as a whole a lot more. I've said this in other videos, I will continue to say it. If you reasonably can, go ahead and register your e-bike. Like, I plan on registering mine, and even after I register it, I have no intention of running a plate the entire time. Like, I will probably run my plate here or there, especially on days where I know I'm going to be doing a lot more. Like if I want to ride to work, I would definitely just put a plate on my bike. There's no reason not to, especially if I'm just following the laws for the most part. Sweet, my parking spot is free. But yeah, go ahead and do that. We are going to get some hot Cheetos, maybe a Red Bull. Because that's what your boy needs. Yeehaw! We got our chips and we're on the run, boys. Let's go. And your boy can't see crap because my visor is ass. Sweet. But yeah, so registering your bike, ultimate way to make sure E-Moto stays legal. Also, just small things. Having a rear tail light, having side view mirrors. I know it's ugly and people are gonna say, don't buy them, it ruins the aesthetic, but guess what? Just having side view mirrors is so helpful at dealing with cops and whatnot. And I plan on buying some for the Surron here at some point. Honestly, I just haven't. And I've had them on all my other e-bikes. I don't know why I haven't put them on the Surron yet. I really need to put them on the Surron. But your boy's kind of been procrastinating on that and spending money on everything else but the stuff I should be spending money on. So, there is that. But also, if you guys watch this far into the video, you guys are probably actual fans of the channel. What's your favorite Red Bull? Are you guys an original type person? Me personally, I get down with the pink one. That pink Red Bull is like, wow, life. I live on those if I could, to be honest. But the original is also my jam. So, you know, what's your Red Bull, guys? Also, what kind of chips you like? Hot Cheetos, Lay's, you know, my jams. But, you know, I don't discriminate. Some salt and vinegar every now and then. Man, I always forget that Mode 3 is wild. And I never ride in Mode 3. Like, I really should ride more in Mode 3. I don't ride in Mode 3. I really should. But yeah, this video has kind of fully gone off the rails at this point. Not gonna lie to you. But yeah, E-Moto Crackdown 2026, it's gonna be a really big thing. If you're looking to get into the sport, I would just honestly just be prepared. If you're already in the sport and looking to advance in it, just know it's gonna be a rough one. I know even a lot of places near me where you can legally ride dirt bikes and other things, they don't want to allow E-Motos, and it is just a whole thing, and it all kind of sucks. But regardless of any of that, we are still gonna ride. God, yeah, we still riding. I really hope that car's not watching me, because they do that. And I don't want to deal with it today, because we've made it this far into the video and not had to deal with cops. So, I would really like to keep it that way. Woo. God, dude, Mode 3 is so nice. I need to ride this mode more often. Next video we drop with the Surron. Mode 3, whole time. Ooh, gosh. Yeah, we're riding Mode 3. Ooh. Entire video. But yeah, I think we'll call it there today, guys. You guys have a nice day, night, whatever, whenever the hell you're watching this video. And peace out.